Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore MMA. So, Dricus Duplessis out via injury versus Israel Adesanya at UFC 293 in Sydney. Enter Sean Strickland. I think that's a very interesting matchup. I know some people are ho-humming over it. Looking at the way things are, Robert Whitaker obviously just lost pretty bad, so he's not going to fight for the belt. I didn't see why Jared Cannonier is not in. I would assume that the UFC doesn't want to do that rematch right now. Even though Sean's 2-4, 2-2 in his last four. His one loss was to Alex Pereira, who Alex is now up at 205, possibly coming. But either way, Alex is not available at middleweight. Again, back to Jared. Jared has the win over Sean back in, I believe it was December of last year. So relatively recent. Jared has won since then over Marvin Vettori. Looks fantastic. I don't really know. I don't know if Jared's injured or they just don't want to do that rematch again. But interesting matchup nonetheless in September. Really looking forward to it. We are a month away, actually less than a month away now. So that could be it too. Jared maybe just wasn't ready. Let's break it down. Striking. Izzy, nonstop. Israel Adesanya has the striking, the kickboxing background. He's got far more superior striking than Sean. But we're going to get into the striking in a little bit. The wrestling, I think I'm giving that a toss up because we've seen developed wrestling recently with Izzy against non-wrestlers a la Alex Pereira, although Alex has his takedown defense is pretty suspect to say the least, although he's looked a little improved too. Sean, Sean, when was the last time we really saw Sean wrestle? I know I can't think of any of his last fights. I really can't think of a time where Sean was truly wrestling or offensive wrestling anyway. Who can get the offensive wrestling? That might be a key in this fight, but I'm going to lean Izzy actually. Grappling, I'm going Sean. I think that Sean has the better grappling, the groundwork. I'm going ground with Sean strictly because of the grappling. I think that he's pretty well known for his grappling, his flexible legs with his build, makes for a good grappler. So there we have it. So how do we go about this? First, let's focus on Israel, the champ. We'll do the challenger later. How does Israel win this fight? First, I think he's got all the tools to beat Sean for sure. Fight starts standing. I think that if he's somewhat selective, almost the same way he fought Alex, even though Alex obviously is a different matchup. Just let Izzy be Izzy. Establish those punches, establish those jabs. Same way I said prior about other fights in him. Careful on the spinning stuff, but don't be afraid. He can get greedy with those body shots when he's setting them up, especially because Sean, he tends to come forward pretty hard. Now, without getting into Sean striking, Sean has pretty good boxing defense. However, the way he's kind of flat-footed, it leaves a lot of target for kickboxers, both to the body, both to the legs. Also, Sean, he tends to, for those of you who can't see it on audio, obviously, he tends to like push his hands together, rub his fists together while he's flat-footed. So if they're watching video, maybe they can time when he's getting into that pause state. And I think that Izzy could just score on that, maybe even on his way to a knockout. Like I said, the way Sean comes forward, he's got great boxing defense, but the kicking is the kickboxing defense somewhat suspect. Now, so just move and just take what he gives to you the whole fight. That's all Izzy has to do to win this fight, whether by knockout or decision. Now, Sean too has some tools that could beat Israel Adesanya. What are they? All right, first of all, let's talk about Sean striking. Although I gave the striking to Izzy, Sean has a very good jab that is extremely underrated. And he's able to hide himself behind that jab, which is huge. What do I mean by that? He's able to jab and come forward, and he's shelling up his chin, jawline is in his shoulder, and he's not getting damage when he's jabbing his way in. Now, what does he do with that? I wouldn't get overly greedy with establishing the jab and trying to throw power punches and combinations after that. Although Sean does like to do that, I would take what's given. I would try to make Izzy wrestle against the fence. He's shown some lack of wrestling there, and try to get this fight to the ground or in that 90-degree angle cage ground area if I'm Sean, because I think Sean could ride him and be pretty top heavy. If Sean establishes that jab, he can chew clock against the fence, and he should really work his hand fighting a lot, his pummeling. Go YouTube hand fighting pummeling videos for mixed martial arts and wrestling. You see what I'm talking about, because that's going to lose Izzy in some traditional wrestling sense, which I don't think Izzy has. Izzy has progressed in MMA wrestling, not traditional wrestling. He could lose Izzy there and steal some takedowns. On top of that, we did see a couple months ago that Sean was training with Alex Pereira, who would be a fantastic training partner for Izzy in this fight. I highly recommend that Sean finds himself going back to Danbury to train with Alex again for this fight. I don't think anybody could mimic him better. Obviously, Alex probably has some time with the Blachowicz fight behind him before something else gets scheduled. Plus, Glover Teixeira is an excellent mixed martial arts coach. He would help Sean with the game plan. Sean, if you're listening to this, get back to Danbury for a couple of weeks and go hang out at Molly Darcy's. You'll love it. Now, plan B. Okay, yeah. So we're not plan B yet. So if Sean gets that fight to the ground, he just needs to control and work some grappling. I wouldn't get too crazy with the ground and pound. I could see Sean winning this fight very boring unless he submits Izzy. So, because if he gets crazy with the ground and pound, he's going to extend himself, which we're going to get into later. He's gonna extend himself, and then that's going to cause Izzy to pop up. I don't think Sean has a very good grapple riding. I don't see his wrestle riding very well when he's on the bottom. But if he's able to make it a jiu-jitsu match on the ground with some baby punches and just passing, just showing the ref he's busy, he may steal a couple rounds or a few rounds on his way to a victory. That's what I think. Sean's got to establish that jab, work his way in, hand fight against the fence, work some takedowns, and steal rounds with chewing clock. Adjustments. So if Izzy is getting taken down by Sean, like I said, the adjustment is to just keep Sean extended, both on the feet, on the ground. If he's extended on the feet, he's going to be able to keep Sean at range, load those big power kicks and punches, and score damaging strikes. If he's on the ground, somebody like Sean is similar to myself, short and stocky, compact. If we get extended on the ground, then we kind of lose our strength. We kind of open up. We allow for sweeps. We allow for escapes from the longer opponents, even submissions. But I could see Izzy looking to work a technical stand-up on Sean once he gets Sean extended. So keep Izzy extended is the only adjustment, which is kind of plan A anyway, but just double down on keeping Sean extended anywhere if you're Izzy. Now, if I'm Sean, what is plan B? If he's losing this fight, he's clearly getting marked up. His legs getting chewed up from kicks, his body. Sean's going to have to start not shooting, but punching underneath some strikes, some hand strikes, or gobbling up legs, being very counteroffensive. Although the countering up legs at that point would be difficult, Sean would have to start, slipping under jabs, slipping under big right or lefts, and throwing 2-3s, 3-2, stuff like that, just to make it ugly and try to score some knockout stuff on Izzy. Yeah, Israel Adesanya is going to be tough to pull off if he's staying disciplined in this fight, which Izzy does very well. But so just keep moving that head with your punches, Sean. If you're losing this fight, try to punch under and over stuff, and you might see yourself snagging another round. Anyway, that's what I got. I think it's a great fight. Really looking forward to it. Please like, subscribe, and share. I always forget to say that. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.